2:30. Okay, well, I was trying to make a short video on Facebook, but there's always something that doesn't want to function. I find a lot of things fascinating. From way back when, Spock. That's fascinating. Spock was a big teacher in my growing. Held his emotions in check. Analyzed everything. If it didn't fit logic, it didn't make no sense. Emotions did not make sense. Yeah, they rarely do. Sakari. The dude that's been on the wall today looks almost exactly like I do. Had a tougher life. Still considered a guru. Bless you. He said I look sad. Look tired. I sleep a lot. It doesn't mean I'm not tired. It ain't where I need to be yet. He's Ukrainian, I think. His father died early. Abuse of crutches. It was the only way to figure out how to survive. It's unfortunate. We need better leadership for our children. There's always going to be weeds. In the Bible, they call them tares. But you don't have to make them. They show up on their own. I told him, I actually asked somebody to help me out with this because I can't do everything myself. It's impossible. I want a piece of Apophis. You're not going to generally get full episodes on YouTube because that's not what it does. But Apophis begging for another host, something to feed off of, because it couldn't do it by itself. That's 5, 6, 7 years ago. Things move on. Now they're fighting the Ori. They're way more powerful. And it's really just about when do you get the information and then you get it on time. Because if you don't utilize it at the right time, you're dead. As a species, fighting these things. As a body, a soul living in a body, you get X amount of time. And just like the rest of life, there's things that eat you. Parasites are the worst. They take a long time to do it. At least if a lion's going to eat you, you die quick. And you can figure out a way to stay out of his way. And the parasites try to be everywhere. And they do a good job of it. I know it's not Barack himself that's doing it, it's his staff, but he's on the wall of hope now. I sent a warning. The skeletons in the closet. Yeah. You didn't put them there, but they're there. And nobody wants to move. It's all too complex. And yet, the way things are going, you're going to run off a cliff. Vroom did that, by the way. I had a bad night last night, or a bad day. I sleep here today. My whole day was full of dreams where I couldn't get the goddamn parasites out of my place because they were allowed to be there. Even the cop showed up, and he had basically a robotic face on him. You want these things out of here? Well, I gotta check your stuff, make sure they're not allowed to be here. That didn't work out for me. I woke up. In general, I don't have a lot of bad dreams. For the most part, after 46 years and a lot of doing what I was told to do, and a lot of daddy helping out. Right now, we want this particular diamond in the rough. It's just a cottage. Most people would not want it. The realtor got back to us today. He said, dude, if you're going to wait for it, you could be on 6 months before they even get around to putting it up again. And I was like, that particular piece of ground with practically nothing on it is precisely what we want. But Diane needs to keep herself occupied. She won't go upstairs. She's disabled. So anything with more than one floor isn't very useful. It's just excess space. But I appreciate you keeping in contact and playing because it's important. One of my coworkers said that the owner actually fell asleep in a pizza costume. Sliced pizza, trying to get people to notice Papa John's. Leaning against the post with the Papa John's sign, he fell asleep. He's working himself so many hours trying to make things happen that cannot. You can't make what is not possible by putting out more time. It's not going to work. If they don't have money, you can't get it. Ended up talking about how the economy for so long was built on borrowing money that they wanted to get a lot more back, and you can't do that, really. It's a bubble. It's ridiculous, but it's human nature. Always seek more than you can possibly have if you can. In Russia, there used to be a saying, they pretend to pay me, I pretend to work. And there's tears and beats involved. And, I was always, whatever I did, I ended up being a very key player. There's a lot of things I got to deal with, and hopefully Diane is going to cooperate. She's got some health issues we got to deal with, and the health system's another one. They keep wanting to raise their pay, and if you look at everything they get paid so much for, not everything they do is really worth as much as they're asking. But because it's your health, they can always have one more, and what are you going to say, no? Or your rent, and you're going to say, no, I don't need to live here. Eventually you do that, and if they're going to pay the rent to, then they start panicking. I seen the show way back when the hospital got so good at healing people, they said, damn, how do you stay in business when there ain't nobody in the beds? You got to make sure they keep coming back, right? You need return customers. You don't necessarily. It's all about how the balance of the nutrients and what things cost and who says how much they cost. again, there'll always be weeds, there'll always be tares, there'll always be bad guys, bad girls. But, on another topic, we make more of them bad than need to be. It's all running towards the cliff. Yeah. And no one wants to deal with it. Sad but true. I'm hoping, Daddy allowed me to get this far. I'm hoping we can get to this nice quiet place. And I can set things up. So, short of a nuclear war or there's this other thing that's really bad. Magnetic pulse wave or something. You set off this bomb above whatever part of the planet, and all the computers get fried. It won't kill a human. It just fries everything that we count on. Then things won't go crazy. And if they get to you first, you can't send nothing back because your fucking computers are fried. Yeah. That's a really big Russian roulette. You know what I'm saying? We got submarines. We can't get to them there. We can still fuck you back. It is like Stargate, Star Wars, the whole thing about the battle, who gets to control the worker. They do the work and we watch. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. It's how it's done, by the way. Shit. I'm on 13 minutes approximately. I'm not thrilled to be stuck here another winter, but as I said about the dog with a bone, I got a bone. And I ain't about to give it up until I got a better one. And then I want to give this to somebody that can really, a 20-year-old. I mean, it's the middle of a very violent city, but things change, and I built this as a fortress. It can survive here, as long as you play wisely, don't trust too much, trust enough to learn. It's a shame they don't teach us better. They'd be afraid we might take their jobs, right? I made it to manager, but not because anybody helped me. Most of them didn't want to teach me nothing. I might take their job. When I was a manager, I never had that fear. I told all my people how to do what I did, at least in terms of managing. I'm a problem solver. They weren't. So they could do the ordinary paperwork stuff. Something went wrong. Oh, shit. Jeff, I don't know what's going on here. I'll figure it out. Nobody trusted to teach me nothing because they're afraid they'd lose their job. Eventually, I got taught anyhow. No matter how old you are, even the dude Katari or something like that, I did it just like I do with Irene, the middle name. You might feel old, you don't even drink, and it's your culture, because I do know what I've seen shows about that place, and people are running from there. You shouldn't have to. Who's in control and why? Our people are starting to occupy things, but they have no idea what they're trying to get from it. They just say we're pissed off and this sucks, and why are we worthless?